Do you consider yourself to be, and there are 5 choices, Ukrainian, Ukrainian Canadian, Canadian Ukrainian, Canadian other?
Well, I think that has gone through various stages in my life for various reasons. Probably Ukrainian Canadian at one point, and now Canadian Ukrainian.
Why the change?
Because I've gone to Ukraine. I've been there about 3 times. The first time, obviously, it was under the Soviet occupation, and then I've gone there twice since then. I'm Canadian. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
I am Canadian. And that sort of, I think, has sort of changed. Though people who I talk to, I primarily talk about my Ukrainian heritage.
Yes.
So I went to this Ukrainian function or that. But I think that is sort of more becoming the forefront that I am Canadian. And I'm happy that I am.
How do you think your brother considers himself?
My brother considers himself definitely Ukrainian. He's proud to be Ukrainian. He goes to all the sort of, when they Vyshyvanka, he goes to that. And there's they also in Montreal have like a Ukrainian weekend, so he participates in it. So I think he does, and he's been to Ukraine once. So he does feel definitely probably, I don't know if he feels, though he's very connected to my mother's side of the family also, and does things. See, I'm living in Toronto, so it's a little bit once removed when we get together for like weddings and family events and funerals. Unfortunately, I feel connected to my mother's side of the family. But
what do you like and find helpful about the Ukrainian Canadian community?
A sense of belonging. That's, I think, a big one. Because I know people will say, "Oh, you do a lot. I wish I could." So people have commented that sense of cohesiveness, sense of community, sense of belonging. That sort of is a big part.
And what would you like to see different about the Ukrainian Canadian community?
Interesting. It'd be interesting because we tend to be a little bit insular. It'd be nice to sort of open a little more, be it even something simple as even going to church and recognizing. We talk a lot about Ukraine, but we have a lot of Canadian things that need to be recognized, and I sometimes struggle with that. Be it Remembrance Day or be it needs to be mentioned. We are fortunate enough to live here. I personally think that needs to be recognized. And so that's even from a simple example like that. And even sort of when one looks at other cultures or religions, they're a little bit more open. So even as an example, we do the Shevchenkovsky medal, that sort of thing that Cook does. Some of the other organizations or religious groups will give these things to outsiders that aren't necessarily within their religion or culture. I always think of the news coverages that we've had from, be it CBC, CTV, or any of those reporters. Some of those reporters would be nice if we can recognize them as something that they've contributed to help the world know a little bit more of Ukraine.